Hey everybody, welcome
Hi,
to Drama in the
everyone.
Seven Portal. Thank you so much for
Hello,
joining
hello.
us tonight. We have some awesome panelists tonight. We have Michelle of the Body Owl, and we also have Lois from Cajun Queen Tarot. I mean, this show tonight, guys, is going to be so phenomenal. Yes, the queen is in the house. Okay. All right. I want to say hello to you guys. Big Owl's in the chat. Chloe's in the chat. Mandy Moo, hey baby.
Everyone.
And then
Hi,
we also
Mandy.
have Elderberry. Hi, Elderberry. Well, you're gonna confuse me changing your name like that. And Kelly.
Elder.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Next time I'm gonna say Olderberry. You're an Olderberry, huh?
Olderberry.
Hey, Delaney.
Johan. Hi, Johan.
Julianne's in the house as well.
Dar.
Hi, Julianne.
Julianne.
Audrey.
How are you? Audrey. And we also have Pearl. She's got that name now. She
Hi.
changed it.
Yeah.
Meatball. Hey, Meatball.
Doug Stack.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Doug Stack. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Brenda, Brian's mother, for a message.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, and I hope everyone had a great day today. Since Valentine's Day is coming up this week, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I just wanted to say a couple of quotes and a poem, and then I'll let you get on with this great show because it's going to be a good one. Okay, about love tonight. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. Since love grows within you, so beauty grows. For love is the beauty of the soul. So I thought those were cute little quotes.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes, they are. Now for my poem.
Yay.
And guess who it is? Okay. It is titled Courage to Love. Sometimes it takes courage to feel love around you or even from within. If you're full of fear or sorrow, that's no oxygen left for love. There's no oxygen left for love. It takes courage to let the fear go and open up, to open for more, to risk a little more. Breathe deep and close your eyes. Breathe out the fear, loosen up your armor. Imagine the sun hitting your face. It feels like joy. So that is love coming in to fill you up. I thought that was sweet.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Always.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so very much.
And I love you all. Have a great night.
Right back at you.
We love you.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you
Love
so
you
much.
too.
Bye-bye.
Wouldn't be the same without having her.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's the best part of the show.
She has this light that just is so encouraging and uplifting.
Wow.
All right, Lori, do we have a message from Kelly?
We do. Let me pull that up for you. Yes, this is really great. This is all Kelly, so just know that this is her work, okay? Here we go.
Yay.
Nice.
Aw,
That was
love
great.
Really
Thank you,
cute.
Billy.
Oh,
Kelly, thank you.
yes,
That was
thank you.
beautiful. Yep.
The
The
state
flamenco
of being,
guitar
Nice.
too.
mindfulness.
Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mindfulness.
Love that.
Good
How many
word.
times are you doing dishes and you're just thinking about everything else? You know, when you
Oh.
should
Yeah.
just be doing the dishes.
Mhm.
You know, I'm
Mhm.
guilty.
Yep. Being in the
All right, you
moment.
guys.
Stay in the now.
All right.
Yes, right now, in the present moment. It's all we got, right?
It's
That's
true.
right.
Anybody got that clock that says now, 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 now?
I love that.
I want one.
What time is
Yeah,
it now?
I need one of those now.
No.
Right, we want to welcome Michelle Marie, and Teresa has a little introduction.
Just a short one, you know.
Yeah.
Michelle, welcome, and thank you for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
And I was looking forward to introducing you to the rest of our community here, and spread the word, folks. When you get to know her, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. There are a couple of us that are already following you on a regular basis. I was introduced through Perry, Brother Perry Agan.
Right on.
He says, you got to watch this chick on the body out. I'm like, okay. So I've been watching. And then I noticed Brian Lunsford's dropped in a few times, and Michelle Canham Free loves you to death.
Mhm.
So she's been like, she's like the constant chatter in your chat rooms. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully she'll be joining the chat room later if she hasn't already snuck in here without me knowing. But I'm just going to give a brief. Michelle, everyone, she's I call her a high energy personal coach providing alternative and holistic health services. She provides personal guidance in unlocking your full potential and achieving optimum levels of health and wellness, mastering mindset, transformation, balance, and she describes it as conscious creative living. Her quote, progress happens by being present in the now. Mindfulness. Yep. Thank you, Kelly. Mindfulness.
Yes, perfect.
And we have her links in the YouTube page, in our description page, if you want to reach out to her. And hopefully she'll become more involved with our community as time goes on, and we can add her to the Crystal network of resources as well. So one of the things I like the most is her singing bowls, when she does her little podcast with the singing bowls and clears the energy. And I tried to twist her arm into doing some singing bowls for us tonight, maybe.
I have them.
Awesome. There you go.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, go ahead, Crystal, with your, did anybody else bring a singing bowl by any chance? I've got mine here. Do you have yours?
I do have this massive 12-inch crystal singing bowl that I just received.
There you go.
So we can throw that on the table.
Grab mine. I can
Clear
grab
the
mine
energy
too.
before we bring her on to tell us a little bit about herself, right?
All right, hold on.
Are we gonna finally have the band I've been hoping for so long?
Why not?
Yeah.
Once you get Al in there and Perry and Brian Lunsford, and oh boy.
Mallet's ready.
Getting there.
That's right.
This thing is massive.
Yeah, Rocky's
what do you
in
think
there.
of that?
That's all Rocky.
That's a bowl.
Yeah. All right. Let's just clear some air here. It's all in your hands, Michelle.
Yeah, guide us through it.
I don't know what this is going to sound like for all the viewers. This is going to be great to listen to later. I'm excited.
Yes.
All right. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I might have to take out my earbuds.
That is grounding.
Beautiful.
We are glitching this matrix out.
Oh, that was fun.
It just makes you
Too
like
cool.
like breathing and
Oh yeah. You're just like
I feel like I'm about to go on a little vacation.
Well, so the research shows that it increases the theta waves that go on in your brain. So you're actually altering your brainwave activity while you're playing your singing bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool, the research that is out there now.
Yeah.
for everybody to check out. And that way we have research to back up what we're doing.
Right, right. We're not just
Right.
goofing off.
I tell you,
There's a
you know,
purpose.
everybody knows I have a little bit of stiffness in my neck, and so when I'm tense and I sit down with my bowl and I just play it, I can feel it just leave. It just everything just leaves. It's like fresh breath coming in, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I never
Because in the
would have thought it
beginning,
would
there
have.
was sound.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was sound. So
Mhm.
the
Yes.
sound is the frequency. So everything started off on a note, on a vibration. And so it's only natural
Yep.
that these frequencies and vibrations are healing because it's a part of our integral structure of the universe. So
Yes. Om, right?
Yeah.
The vibration,
yeah, there's no
the
place
vibration
like
of the
Om.
universe. The
Mhm.
vibration of the
Yes.
universe. If the vibration of the universe ceases to exist, everything stops and goes back to that state of unmanifestation.
Right.
So
Yep.
the
Which
vibration
would be
is
polarity.
right.
The stillness, the nothing.
Yeah.
The nothing.
So the floor is yours, Michelle. Tell everybody out there in chat land who you are and what you're about.
Awesome.
Before you
Okay,
do that,
so
I just wanted to
yeah.
say, before you do that, I just wanted to say, I checked out that video you did about your experience with narcissism, and it just resonated. Like the whole thing was like, I think you're my twin.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have a whole lot to say about narcissism tonight, and I've prepared and pulled up a lot of my old research articles that I've used, so that way if there's questions and specifics, we can steer it in that direction. I'm fully prepared and ready. Thank you guys for your warm welcome. I'm so happy to finally meet all of you and be here and play a singing
Thank
bowl
you.
band. That was exciting.
Yay.
So I thought about how to introduce myself, and through my progress of my spiritual development, I've really learned not to attach myself with identity. So identifying myself and explaining who I am can be a little bit tricky without identifying an identity. So I'm kind of a eclectic array of pretty much everything. And now I'm working to help people transform mindset, really change their perception of reality to really create the life that they really want to have, which we're fully capable of doing. I have a lot of different interests in psychology, physical science, research. I'm a researcher and seeker of wisdom at heart. And now that I've gotten to this point of understanding my own journey and how I've been positioned strategically by the universe to be able to share what I've learned with, other people who could benefit from learning these things, I don't know. It feels like every struggle, everything that I've done that seemed like it was not related to the other thing has kind of all come together in this culmination of perfect complexity for where I am now. And so I have a strong faith in believing in your path and trusting in your path because it's guiding you in the right direction. And the more that we find awareness, the more we can see the signs and kind of make our journey a little bit more smooth and flow through life rather than resisting at every turn.
Right.
Yeah, so
I
tonight,
call it a
Absolutely.
cosmic crescendo. It's like a cosmic coming together. It's just, but it's not like this sometimes. Sometimes it's over like times and periods of, you struggle and resistance, and then you break free, and then you learn, and then you grow, and it's just this beautiful like music that comes together for you, and you're like, oh, this is what it's all about.
Yes.
Who knew?
Absolutely. Right? So I'm not sure how you guys want to structure. If you want me to just start talking about narcissism, if you have specific questions in mind, I kind of have an idea of how to start talking about it. When we talk about narcissism and empathy, narcissists and empaths, their interactions together, how they're attracted to each other, all of it, I kind of think that it's good to understand that it all comes from patterns of behavior from both the narcissist and the empath.
Programming.
So tonight we're gonna break that idea of pointing the finger at the narcissist, because the empath actually plays a role in continuing the cycle of toxicity.
Yep.
So we're gonna look at the narcissist individually, the empath individually, how they are attracted to each other and why, and then, you know, kind of go from there. So how does that sound?
Sounds great.
Good.
Sounds great.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So I have like a whole bunch of windows popped up on my computer screen right now. But one of the main things to understand is that when a narcissist and an empath interact, as soon as they come together, there's like a lot of trauma bonding. Have you heard of the term trauma bond?
Yes.
Actually, that's a new one for me. That's interesting.
No, trauma bonding.
So, trauma bonding is important to understand first, so that way you kind of understand the dynamic between the two and why the attraction is so strong. Trauma bonding is a psychological response due to abuse. It occurs when the abused person forms an unhealthy bond with the person who abuses them. So imagine, like, you've heard of Stockholm syndrome, people who are kidnapped and they develop an attachment for their captor, right? It's similar to that. So based on survival instincts, the person that's abused develops these feelings of attachment and love for the person that's abusing them in order to survive, right? And so it kind of develops these biochemical reactions in the body, neurochemical things happening. Like there's all these things happening physiologically when you are in a toxic relationship in general. So like you can become addicted to that rush of adrenaline from an argument, and then that a lot of times people say makeup sex or whatever, like people do this. They do this because their relationship is unhealthy. They create hostility and things so that way they have that passionate love affair of like making up, and it makes it feel like they're getting closer together, but it's a very toxic back and forth of control, dominance, submission,
perpetuation.
Right. So yeah, go ahead.
Do you see a correlation too with that and the actual personality forming years, like with ages 1 to 5, with like abusive family and abusive situations of trauma as a child, and they go to love relationships that have that same trauma charge because that's where they've only known how to get love.
Right.
I've seen that before too.
Yes.
It's like, wow, this goes all the way back to 3 years old, you know?
For the narcissist or for the empath, right?
Yeah.
So the idea between the attachment between the two of them stems from the empath and young years didn't receive the kind of love and affection and unconditional love from most likely a primary caregiver or someone that was significant to them. So later in life, trying to get a narcissist to love them is like the ultimate goal to fulfill their void of not having the love in the formative years that they needed to feel comfortable. So they're always striving to people please, heal other people, because they're so emotionally connected to everyone, and empaths can feel other people's energy and absorb other people's energy. They're like trained to be these like receptors of other people's stuff. With the narcissist, they're yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I noticed a lot of, I love music, and I love researching about different performers, and they would say a lot in their biography about how they were like, you know, shunned by their parents and things, and then they would go on to perform because they're people pleasing, and that it kind of just reminds me of that same kind of relationship.
That's interesting,
A lot
Crystal.
of performers, a lot of very famous celebrities have this kind of pattern behavioral setup, but they're extremely like they're on the stage in front of the whole world, and you know it's kind of like, but they're kind of like an open book, and you get to see all of that. So I thought that was really interesting. Go ahead.
That
I don't mean to be rude.
Wow.
No, that is really interesting because they're a creative type, right? So most likely they have a lot of empathetic qualities, especially if they're able to write lyrics or connect to an audience. It's because they have that connection with people's emotions, and that's what makes them and allows them. Like, have you ever listened to Katy Perry's lyrics? Some of her lyrics, they're very enlightened, right?
Yeah.
She has been through that. You can tell. I feel like she's dated a narcissist, got broken down, and then she turned it around, right? So we need to learn as empaths how to become empowered empaths.
Yes.
So that way we're no longer being victimized or feeling like a victim. And we need to understand as empaths that we have that ability to say, no, I'm no longer a victim. I see what's going on. I understand energy. This is what I choose to do with my energy. If I choose to try to help heal a narcissist, I know what I'm getting into, and this is my boundary, and this is how much I can help, right? There is this attraction because an empath has unconditional love, and a narcissist is like a vulture for love, right? They want to feed and feed and feed and feed themselves, never take accountability, always point the finger, use domination and manipulation to control the empath. And the empath is like, yes. And then the empath's like always willing to take it because they see that the narcissist is wounded and they want to help heal them, right?
Yeah.
So you see how that dynamic keeps going back and forth between both parties. It's not just one or the other. It takes two.
Takes two to tango.
Right.
Don't you think that narcissists have a tendency to seek out people like us, though?
Yes, absolutely.
How can they not? We shine a light, so it's like a moth to a flame, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, so to understand a narcissist, I can show you, I can read to you the definition. It's a person who has excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. But then if you look at like narcissistic personality disorder and research that they have out, like that's on my podcast, I read a few articles that are really useful. They talk about how a narcissist's biggest problem is not that they're like aggressive, it's fear. They're afraid. And deep down on a base level, what drives a narcissist is fear. And also feelings of shame. So a narcissist is always trying to deflect or avoid feelings of shame within themselves.
Yeah.
So by treating another person, especially an empath who will always take it and show love back, they make the other person feel worthless because they're projecting how they feel inside. And so my understanding is that if the empath is able to let go of their ego, like I have, and then observe their own mind and be really kind of in the driver's seat, because the narcissist is never going to be in the driver's seat, right? Like they're never going to say, oh, I'm going to kill my ego off for a little while, see things clearly, right? If there's ever going to be improvement, in the situation, it's going to be the empath that has to take the lead on this one, right?
Right.
So the empath needs to be in their higher self and like rise up and observe everything, and then like point out to the narcissist, okay, well, now you're projecting, now you're minimizing, now you're gaslighting, now you're doing this, and like, and so that way the narcissist can become consciously aware that they're doing these things, because until they're conscious in awareness of their behavior, there's no hope.
Stop.
Yeah, but a true narcissist will try to turn that on you every single time. When you hold that mirror up and you point those things out, they absolutely hate it. And what they'll do, in my case, what they've done is they'll turn right around and try to flip it on you, make it your problem. They're in denial. They won't, even though you show them the mirror, they deny it.
Because they don't see it.
They'll say, you go get counseling. You need help. You're psycho. You go need help.
So
Cajun Queen, I see you over there. I see the resonance in your face. you have something you'd like to share with us about your experiences with narcissist and empath relationship?
Well, as you said, some of it starts from childhood trauma. And I think a lot of it is because of self-worth, not feeling like, you deserve anything better. So we tend to take what we can get or what we think we can get. Speaking from experience, it just,
Yeah.
we got to
Of
learn how to
course.
self-love.
Yeah, exactly. Some of us have, I think a lot of empaths, not all, but a lot of empaths were raised in having to, figure out what love means and what self-love is. I mean, it's taken me 44 years to figure out what self-love is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think it's the greatest work.
That's also what will heal a narcissist, right? So love is the answer for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about it is that a narcissist also doesn't love themselves at all. And that's a big problem. So teaching them, it's like, I feel like we need to help everyone, not just the empaths of the world. I mean, not all narcissists are meant for healing right now, but if
they have their purpose.
Right, they do.
For polarity and contrast.
Right. If it weren't for the narcissist, I wouldn't be so fully awake, right?
Yeah.
So I think they do play back and forth. And then for me, once now I'm awake, I became an empowered empath with enough knowledge and observing of my own mind to be able to turn back around and help the narcissist see, and understanding with all the research that I've done that like unconditional love is what will only break down the barrier to a narcissist. If a narcissist feels defensive, they're going to be mean and controlling. So it's a really tricky situation. But before, I didn't think there was a chance in healing narcissists. And I do see a way.
Mandy Moo has a question for you, Michelle. Do you ever come across people who swing between both roles of narcissist and empath interplay?
Yes. So one of the podcast episodes I did talks about this. It's the empath becomes the narcissist. So after being abused, the empath then becomes this ice queen, right? Or king, whoever, girl, guy, but becomes ice to the narcissist. No empathy comes from that empath anymore when it comes to that narcissist. And they're able to mirror that narcissist behavior back at the narcissist. And that's what helps break that narcissist down to heal them. It's like a back and forth.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that there are some narcissists that, like you said, as far as an empath goes, you've got to, what's that old song, The Gambler? You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to run, when to walk away. That is the perfect empath narcissist little country song right there. Go look that up. Kenny Rogers. The Gambler. Yeah.
It's hard to do that when you're raising a family. Go ahead, Trina.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
I was going to say one of the best ways I found to stop narcissism in its when it's running its path and its track is keep identifying the fear that's behind the emotion or the fear that's behind the action, and say, thank you for showing me that fear. And they're like, what? And it's like, no, I can understand that must hurt you. Fear, acknowledging their fear seems to be a really one of the most powerful ways I've seen to stop that into a reflective mode right away. And it's almost because they get defensive because they don't want to be thought of as in fear, because that is one of their greatest fears, is to look weak. It's their trigger.
Oh, yeah.
So acknowledge the fear that they're showing you. Say, thank you for showing me your fear. This is sometimes one of the ways where you can start getting somewhere positive from somewhere really negative in a relatively quick way.
Yeah.
So one of the things you guys are talking about with narcissists is the difference between understanding. Some people are like, well, narcissists can't feel empathy, so there's no hope. But there's a difference between lacking the capacity and being unwilling. And from what the research shows, it shows that most people that are narcissists, they show this quality of extreme empathy in some cases. Have you ever seen a narcissist play with a dog? And they're like, oh, what a cute dog. I mean, right? Or like feel
Yes.
sad if the dog gets hurt or something, and like there you are standing there like bleeding, and you're like, I don't care about you, but oh my gosh, look at the dog. So they have the capacity to show empathy. That's a sign that we just need to work on levels of conscious awareness, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we do, and it's a process for sure. But I will admit, there have been situations where I had to use a lot of discernment on weighing out whether to walk or to stay and fix. So how do you find that? How do you learn the discernment when to stay and when to fix?
Well, so it is a really great question, because things can get really dangerous, right? I mean, my situation was toxic already, but the person was also an addict. So there was, danger, element of danger. The person became aggressive, and there was domestic violence in my situation. And so really you have to get to a point where you keep yourself safe first, and you take care of you first, which a lot of the times it means a separation from that person. Right?
Yes.
You need to put the boundaries need to be set. And then if you can help them from a safe distance, then great. But if they're not showing a committed effort to increasing their level of awareness about what they're doing and how they're affecting you, then you just have to back off until they're ready to show you the human respect that you deserve, right?
Yes.
One of the solutions, I mean, I have to actually isolate myself from the environment, because if now I'm not in a married relationship, but I can imagine it's far more complicated for married folks. But if you've got kids you're raising together, finances, I mean, you're so intertwined, that marriage, that relationship, or whoever your partner is, you can't necessarily just walk away. You have to find a way to deal with this. So a lot of couples will, and I've seen it here in my neighborhood, they will separate in the home. She'll stay upstairs, he'll stay downstairs. They come to meet when it's time for the meal, interacting with the children, and then they'll part. And it's usually one partner that's pulling back and saying, I can't even have a conversation with you because you're just so narcissistic. And even though I try to point out the reasons why, you try to flip it back on me. So I've seen people actually separate within their own homes, where they actually stay away from each other for a while anyway.
A lot of us do that. A lot of us.
So really, as long as each person is able to rebalance themselves and focus on that, maybe there's a hope that they can work things out. But you have to remember, staying that close in proximity, it also just enables the narcissist to become more and more controlling, dominant, powerful, manipulative, and hopeless feelings arise out of the empath. So maybe a bigger separation, so that way actual healing can take place. So that way the narcissist realizes, oh my gosh, my family's not even here anymore. I really need to make changes. Sometimes tough love is the only way for people to learn. The universe is gentle until it needs to get tougher, right? And for some stubborn folks, some drastic measures need to be taken, and then hopefully everybody can see clearly and work together.
Can I give you a scenario that might be helpful? I mean, that might help some folks. I'm in touch with so many folks out here, and if you hear bits and pieces of this, I'm not directing this to any one person. There's a lot of folks going through this. So I've pulled it all together to give her a scenario. We were talking a little bit about it on the phone the other day. You might have a person who, like my sister, I can give her as an example. You have a family, and you have a group of narcissists. You have a son who's a narcissist, who's trying to control you, and you keep giving the son money, giving the son support. That's what she was doing, giving her daughter money, support, clothing, did her homework for her, just for like years.
Wow.
Then you've got another person who has an elderly parent, who's a controlling elderly parent who wants to control everything you do and say, to the point where you're like, I'm 50 years old. Are you kidding me? You know, you want my help, and yet you're going to tell me how to help you. I mean, so you're surrounded by what I would call a group of narcissists.
Yeah.
And there just comes a point where, you know, I told my sister, you got to let it go. You've got to get them out, tell them to leave.
Yeah.
Tell them to go be adults, because if they're 35 and 40 years old and they're still having troubles, you might love them, sis, but you can't live their lives for them. The words that these folks are using are, why am I sacrificing myself?
Right.
Why am I the victim? Why can't I have, here's me, this is me. Why can't I have what I want? Why can't I be who I want to be? Is another one. Why do I feel like I have to drop everything all the time? And why am I the caregiver? It's because I'm an empath. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So you're so programmed into your mind that you feel guilt for every single one of those answers. You feel, I have to be a good parent. I have to provide for my child, even if he's 35. I have to help them, or they're going to end up behind bars. I have to go help my mother, whether she's controlling me or manipulating. Boy, my mother was. You know, so you've got all these things that you feel like you have to fit into everyone. My God, how many uniforms are you going to put on? How many hats are you going to wear?
Right. So we play a lot of roles in our lives, and being the observer really allows us to see these different roles that we play, and all those things that people say, like, I feel like I'm sacrificing, all the things that you listed. Basically, we have to, at some point, realize we're the one that's in control of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if I feel this way, so look within and be like, I don't have to do that. I'm choosing to do that. And it is a conscious choice. And I can stop and make that other choice. And that's my choice. That's the conscious creation part of life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking that it's somebody else causing something, it's not. You're allowing it, or you're creating it with them.
Mm-hmm.
So taking control back and making those choices and saying, okay, well, I've been around lots of narcissists. What do I choose to do? I choose to spend a lot of time by myself. I meditate, I read, I listen to music. This is how I live my life.
Yep.
Those are my choices, and I'm blissfully happy most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Michelle's like, truth bomb, slow motion this side.
Right?
Yep.
Don't be triggered.
Take your power back into your hands, because your power is to choose consciously.
Yes. Right. It's like I am, right?
Right
it's
on.
me. I'm the one that's creating this life.
Everything right now is about trying to lock stuff down and control thoughts, speech, closeness, all of it. You know, this is what we're battling right now, is over our consciousness, our free mind, our free will. So guard that with everything you got.
You know what it comes down to? And I had to have some of my sisters in this community hold a mirror up for me. And it comes down to this. You got to change, or you got to do your inner work. You got to come to you got to love yourself. You've got to put all these other things aside for a moment. You've got to step into yourself, and you've got to do that shadow work yourself. And you've got to see, what are these patterns? What are these triggers? What are these that makes me feel like this? And then once you come to realize, oh my God, I don't deserve this. And why am I doing this to myself? I'm bringing this into my life.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for
you have to take responsibility. Why am I allowing
that
this?
responsibility.
I'm empowering these people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called personal accountability, right?
Yeah.
Once
and
I
that
got
means
to that
you
point,
can change it.
Right.
Which is the best part of that message. It's like, oh my God, I did it. Well, then that means I can fix it.
Yes,
that is brilliant. Yes.
Yeah. I could step into my power now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I
Well,
can do it in a
yeah.
way. I can do it in a way that doesn't exacerbate the problem. Because what I was doing was, oh yeah, you know, every time somebody came at me, yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, well you suck donkey meat, you know. I was nasty. I was a bitch. I would get in their face and I picked up things and thrown them across the room.
I love you, Teresa.
Teresa, I know.
I love
Oh
you.
God.
You know what? You know what that signifies? You're trying to pour yourself into other people's cups rather than overflowing your own cup into
There you
the
go.
glass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right? Because that's when we start to get bitchy, right?
Yeah.
Resentful and all this. It's like, oh my gosh, sudden realization. I feel yucky. I'm tired. I'm withdrawn. I'm emotionally drained. I'm this, I'm that. Well, who allowed that to happen, right?
Right.
You can't really point the finger anywhere else other than right here and take responsibility and make it change.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of this feminine aspect has been programmed to, if you don't give, you should feel guilt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I did, and so I had to let go of the anger and the blaming. And start seeing, well, what's making this person feel. Yeah. So also that's the other part of this is stepping outside of self also for a little bit to try to understand where those triggers are in that person. Why is that person being that way? And so having a little bit of empathy in that respect from a different angle, not from the angle of I must help.
Think of it this way. I mean, people, I'm just going to give a scenario. A dude goes into the store and steals a loaf of bread, but he just got laid off his job, or he's really hit some hard times, and and things like that. I mean, how do you perceive someone who is just trying to eat a loaf of bread? You look at the what, you look at the crime, but you don't look at the why. Like, what led up to that moment that person had to make those choices? So I kind of transplant that scenario onto narcissists a little bit. Like, what process did they grow up in, and what environment, their nurture, nature, and all those aspects that really damage them and traumatize them. So you look at the why. It's so important to look at the why, and that will give you a real big key to guide you with love how to maneuver through.
Also, that's very insightful. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's inner child behavior that you see, right? So it's like inner child, needs healing. They're acting like a child. So think of them like a child and show compassion and understanding.
Yeah.
You wouldn't let a kid run amok on you. Why would you let an adult run amok?
Yes.
Right.
You're in control of your thoughts.
That's
you can edit yourself.
We've got these really deep programs. I mean, they're deep because
they are.
Most of them were programmed in us when we were little kids. So, it's like if you have something that, I mean, like you said, nobody can change anybody that does not want to change. If they think they're perfect the way they are, by God, they are, and they'll stay that way. So, live and let live. But if somebody says, wow, my behaviors are really causing me some people that I really truly don't want to lose in my life, and they want to make a difference, this is kind of where you got to sometimes get all the way down to the root. And that's where you got to be able to get them to where they can actually have some type of a conversation with that inner child and listen and heal that inner child. So
this is such a big theme right now too, is healing the inner child. I mean, it's all over the internet. It's all over. I mean, the whole collective consciousness is waking up to, oh my gosh, we need to heal our inner child.
It's really crazy because it's like people that have healed their inner child or really had an opportunity to work with this part of themselves. They're like, man, I want my money back because I could have just saved like 2,000 therapy sessions that all were handled in 5 minutes with my inner child. They're like super upset. They're like, can I get a refund? I'm like, no.
I just
should have did the inner child work a long time ago. That's your answer.
Somebody's comment just popped up. That was something that I think we should touch on.
It can.
Go for it.
Isby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so I'd like to speak to that.
Sure.
The best thing to do if you love that narcissist is to fix yourself, because you're not going to be able to help them until you help you, right? So become the empowered empath first and then reach out a hand, right? So that's my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has a comment for that.
Well,
You really have to. I do. Okay, I'm going to share. I think I've shared a little bit, but I was in a situation where I agreed to move in with a family member, my mother-in-law. Okay. Well, end of the story is I walked away to the point of moving to the lake in a tent, because I would rather do that than to continue the toxic, going nowhere, abusive, narcissistic, almost straight demonic stuff that I mean, she literally threw a black entity at me that growled at me. That's how much she hated me.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I gotta go, because the tent and the trees was so much more comfortable and peaceful than to stay. But I know that's not always someone's option. I'm just saying that it took courage, it took some bravery, it took some balls. It took really, really trusting in divine, that if I do the right thing for me and get back centered to myself, that I will be divinely supported and guided through that.
Right.
Always.
That kitty
Always.
agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty cat agreed. No,
I'm sorry, my cat's in heat.
Totally just agreed with what you
yeah,
said.
no, Ken took a big step here. Ken is doing the right thing, in my opinion. I told him, like, you know what? Everybody else just has to do their own thing, and just, you find yourself enabling folks when you don't mean to, and it's better to step away and have that time to work on yourself, and that's exactly what he's doing. And I'm proud of you, Ken, because that was a huge step for you. Your son and your mom, and that was just a huge step. Ken came into his knowing of what he needed to do to rebuild his life to be the purpose that he's serving in his life.
If you
And there's
can't
nothing
escape
wrong
out,
with that.
if you can't escape out, escape in. Escape inner. Escape
it's not
inner.
An escape. It's bliss within. You find bliss within.
Yeah, it
so
is.
it's not even an escape at all. It's where
No,
we're supposed to be at.
Return
Joyful.
within.
Exactly.
So have you guys ever heard of cognitive dissonance before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think it's important to touch on while we're talking about narcissism.
Yes, please.
So cognitive dissonance, for people that don't know, I have the definition right in front of me. It's the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. So I know about this term because this cognitive dissonance, if it's created in the empath's mind by the narcissist, because a narcissist will create their version of reality for you to believe, so they can live however they want and take advantage of you however they want. So it causes this psychological phenomenon called cognitive dissonance within our heads, and it creates confusion about reality. It's like, well, wait, no. All of my senses are telling me that this person's lying to me, cheating on me, doing this, doing that. But they're telling me they love me, they adore me, I'm everything to them, they love bomb me, and then they pull back, and then they don't talk to me, and they use that to control me. And then if that doesn't work, they'll act sad and dramatic and suicidal, or basically anything in their arsenal of manipulation to create the sense of cognitive dissonance within the other person. And this creates like uneven ground. Like when your ground feels like it's constantly moving, how do you ever find stability? And so that's how they keep us on our toes all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what reality is. I need this person to explain to me what life really is, because I'm so confused now. Right?
It sounds like the battle between the media and a sovereign being. You know, it's like the media is telling you what reality is. The sovereign being is going, F you.
I don't think so.
You know?
Well, and that's true. You're totally right. Cognitive dissonance has happened from political things and media and everything, especially in 2020. So it's like really important for people to understand they shouldn't feel crazy. They just need to stop letting that stuff in their sensory input so they can have solid ground again. Truth always
Stop
resonates.
watching.
If it's
Stop
not
watching.
resonating as truth, then yes, stop watching it or keep it out of your senses.
So let me ask you a question, Michelle. So we've been through the cognitive dissonance, we've been through the dynamics of the relationships between and taking responsibility and accountability for your own self, because your choice is you have free will choice, and that is your power. I have a question for you in our format here. What are some of the steps that you have found useful and beneficial for yourself in letting love restore relationship when you see it can be? What are some of the things that you recommend?
So mindfulness practices and meditation for everyone, I think, is always useful. The more mindfulness practices you do and meditation, the more in awareness you are. And you're not living in anxiety about the future or stressing about the past. You're actually in the moment, and you're able to always show love, compassion, and kindness if you're not thinking about previous hurt, right? Be in the moment and handle the moment in awareness. So if the narcissist is being, negative or toxic, then be in the moment and create a boundary so it's not happening around you.
How do you create a boundary?
Sometimes it's silence. No communication is really one of the only things that works for a narcissist to understand.
It's really
the gray rock method.
Right.
The gray rock method.
It almost has to be like a forced ultimatum every single time for the narcissist to have any type of reaction. It's like you have to be tough. So and don't forget, not every empath and narcissist are meant to help and heal each other. So just because you have a narcissist in your life and you're an empath doesn't mean that you're the empath that's meant to break through to that narcissist. Maybe there's somebody else in the future. And so don't ever stay in a relationship that is unhealthy for you because you think you need to heal this person, or the universe is telling me I need to heal this person,
there
right?
You go.
It's your life.
You and I were talking about this, and I said that one of my concerns, because of the old programming, has always been, if I leave this person or I abandon this person or I can't help change this person or fix this person, then I'm bad for leaving them because they're a loved one. They're either a brother, a mother, a sister, someone close to me who I've been with all my life. How can I do this? What kind of a human being am I?
You know how I do that? You know how I've done that? Tell them straight up front, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah. That's
but you will get
enough.
3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
So but like I said, you have to stick to it.
Yes, and if there is any sort of violence, I noticed a comment in the chat. If
no violence.
You must take the proper steps to protect life. That also means taking the proper steps if you have to involve the law. But don't be afraid to involve the law to protect your life and your family. Please never put yourself in a situation where it's just, someone's going to end up hurt.
I've been through it, and it will get worse.
Yes.
That's the thing about this type of abuse is really dangerous, because if there's physical violence, it's only going to progressively get worse. And that means what? A smack across the face one day turns into I choke you out and break your nose another day. So keep it in perspective of what it really is. And if somebody, I looked up the statistics, if somebody strangles you, they're 80% more likely to kill you in the future. I mean, there's startling statistics that you should probably read to remind yourself of why you need to take the steps to prepare yourself so your action steps keep you alive and healthy instead of your people, the the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Good intentions,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Have you ever heard that?
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
For real.
You
know,
can
so
still love these people and
Yes.
probably always will. You can't live their, you're your fractal, they're another fractal. And you
never
have to
feel
respect your
guilty.
fractal. Right, right.
Yeah, never feel guilty that you couldn't help heal or save them.
That's right.
Right. Think about how many people are on this planet. What, 7.5 billion people? Somebody gave me really good advice once about the narcissist in my life. He's a shaman. He said, you might not be the healer that's meant to break through to him. There are a lot of healers out there, and allow your path to keep unfolding. And maybe it's another healer's job. And that's really hard as an empath, right? We develop attachment. But that's why
but you know what? That's, I think, one of the most important things for the empaths that are healers that they have to learn. Guys, we're not supposed to fix everybody. Right. Fix who is brought into your world and give it your best shot. If it doesn't work, let it go and let it go firm and hard, because if they want to get fixed, they will bring forth the healer that's going to heal them. A lot of times too, when we're emotionally invested or close to people, most often you are not the healer for that person anyways. So, you know, that's a rule of thumb with psychology and counseling and a lot of things. If you're too close to something, normally you are not going to be able to be the one to bring about or facilitate any type of healing, because there's too many defense mechanisms already installed between the two of you in patterns.
Good point.
So
conflict of interest. Conflict of interest.
You need to know as a healer what's yours and what's not, and when to walk away. And when to dive in full head first and say, I'm going to do everything I can to help. You know, you have to know that balance.
Planting the seeds, right? It's not necessarily you have to heal the person entirely. How many people heal one person entirely? Like, it's a team effort. Plant seeds, plant seeds. Okay, next person will come along, plant more seeds, and then let that person grow those seeds and do the healing.
Takes a village to raise a child.
Right. And like your mom can tell you something 100 times and you never hear it, but your best friend tells you the same thing and you're like, oh, that is a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's that thing. I'm telling you, it's real. So
I do have one more, and that is, here's another thing that is going on right now, because I'll pick this up in different chat rooms or one-on-one with people. Here we go. I'm awake. I'm of higher conscious now. I should be able to handle this. I can do this because I'm there now, and I can fix this. I can lead. I'm a guide. And I'm like, oh boy.
Ego. Yeah.
Okay, so are we talking spiritual narcissism now?
Yes, we are. Yes, please.
Okay, so anytime anybody feels superior, that is spiritual ego. That is not conscious awareness. That's not higher consciousness. That's not higher self. If there's ever a feeling of superiority involved, that is lacking wisdom, right? Those who I feel fully understand things understand that every single person matters. Every single person fits into this big, intricate web of life, this puzzle, right? I was using the example, explaining it to someone. The person that's walking downtown in a city, going to their job, wearing their business suit, walking from the train station to their office building, they see how many bums along the way, right? If they ever thought that the bum was less important than them, they're silly, because that bum might remind that businessman, well, at least that's not my life, because they have this bad mindset. My wife's cranky, my kids are crabby, I have too many bills to pay, you know, this complicated life of the businessman. And he's reminded every day by that homeless person, well, at least, you know, I'm not sleeping on the street. And then the homeless person's thinking, God, I'm so glad I don't have to wear a necktie, you know?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, good point.
every single person has purpose in this intricate web of life. And so judgment all the time gets us in trouble. If we
It's
are
so
able
funny.
to live, if we can live in
You-
non-judgment and understand that we're only human and we can't possibly understand the complexities of the universe.
That's so funny. You're talking about the homeless guy, and I'm hearing the song.
Yeah.
What if God was one of us?
One of us.
Yeah.
I love that song.
I think
And
Johnny's-
I'm like, I don't know
Oh,
why, but you said the homeless guy, and that song just started screaming in my ear. What if
Perfect.
God was one of us?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just a
Yeah.
stranger on the bus trying to find his way
A
home.
slob like
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
us.
I guess
Perfect.
the best advice to give people is to do introspective work. Like look at Carl Jung's work on archetypes. Some people find a lot of
Oh,
use
I
in
love
that,
that book. I love that book.
right? Or
Yes.
if that's not your style, look into the Enneagram. Is that what it's called? Enneagrams? I never said it out loud
Enneagrams.
before.
Yeah.
Look at
Enneagrams.
that.
Yeah.
Check out the divine masculine and feminine and see how to balance the energy between those. Look at astrology. Look at so many different things that you can turn and look at yourself, work on yourself, understand yourself, and then do meditation all the time, become aware, observe your mind, your ego, your emotion. I think like the human body, like an avatar, right? Like a skin suit. And once we learn how to operate it, like a human operating manual, we can use ourselves to our highest efficiency. We just have to be able to observe ourselves long enough, objectively, to start using all of ourselves efficiently, including ego, emotion, all these things.
Agreed. Somebody mentioned about the Bosto is a slave contract. I wanted to maybe recommend a little book. Go look up Why Men Love Bitches, because in there it's seriously, it's a good book. It's from how to go from being a doormat to a dream girl. It's a very good book, Why Men Love Bitches. It's a really great book because you can be of service to others, but that does not make you a doormat. You have to use discernment on how in what capacity that you're serving others. You never want to deny yourself as you're serving others, because then you really wouldn't be serving very well. And you are no slave, and just because I choose to consciously serve others does not make me a slave. I am free choice, freely interacting and giving, and free equal exchanges by my own conscious choice.
Right.
So I just wanted to address that. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
So we have a special thing. Jules has a Oracle message video, and then we'll say hi to Brian.
All right, here we go, folks.
Howdy. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm at Bunya Mountains. Ian and I have come on a little adventure, and you can see, look at the beautiful forestry. As you know, I love trees, and it's about love, and I'm with the things I love. Look at those root systems. Look at that big bunya tree. There's a creek down there. Forest. So, heading off on my walk. So enjoy the show and enjoy the love that's in the air. Here's a twisted sea stem. Look at that. Bit of a knot, I would say. Paker bow. Here we go, guys. Look at that system. Here we go, look at that.
Nice.
I love that.
That was beautiful.
I love it. Lucky Stone
Wow.
shared a video today of just some ASMR, and it was just beautiful snow and the creek. And go check out Lucky Stone's new video. It's so awesome. It's just so peaceful.
Wow.
So we got Brian in the house, and I'm just thinking, do you have your bowl with you? Because
Hi,
we could do one more
Brian.
little bowl.
I don't. It's in the other room, but I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for the well wishes, and the extractions went really well today, and I've been high
Prayers.
energy all day. It went really
Right
well.
on.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Good to
good.
So
hear.
glad.
No pain whatsoever. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad you're doing better. Yeah,
Mhm.
get them things out of your head. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much energy they were pulling out of me, every day,
Oh,
just
yeah.
fighting to keep that
Yes.
balance. But none of the teeth had infections. It was just a real clean
Yay.
pull, and
Oh, good.
it went really well.
good.
So
Good.
Wow.
I wanted to
that's
say I love you
fantastic.
guys so much.
I love you,
We love
Brian.
you,
Brian.
Brian.
Too.
Love you
We
too,
love
brother.
you so much, brother.
Yeah,
All right, y'all.
Mwah.
Thanks for the photographs of your big ugly teeth. He shows
Oh,
me.
you did.
He sends me
You
a
didn't
photo
show
of these-
that, did you?
No, just like these huge molars full of blood, and I'm like, oh boy,
It was awesome. And the cool part about
Right,
it
it was awesome.
is the guy who did it. He's a young guy. I went to a school to get it done, and he's wide awake. And I walked in there today, and he says to me, "My third eye is just shut down. It's just shut down." And I said, "No." I said, and we talk about this every time I go. I said, "No, it's not. You know how I know?" I said, "Because you're talking about it, man."
Aw, that's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
love it when
yeah.
stuff like that happens.
he's got a
Yeah.
dentist who's very awake and very
Yeah, he's
aware.
awake.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Needs
That's
to
Yeah.
make dentists.
I need
Awesome,
doctors like that.
Brian.
Yeah.
It was fun.
For real.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
because of that, everything went really well energetically.
Yeah, that's
And
so
it
good.
just it was awesome. So
Aw.
thank you for the energy. I'm gonna go back to bed and get some rest and heal, because
Yeah, get some
I
Right
feel like
on.
somebody's been boxing my face a little bit.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Hit him back, Brian. Hit him back.
I wonder why.
Take care of you, my
All right.
friend.
Thanks.
I
for
love
coming.
y'all so much.
Love you, Brian.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
Bye, butter.
Bye.
Now we have our treat from Cajun Queen
Yeah.
Tarot. Give us a read, my dear. Take over,
Yay.
please.
Okay. I knew if I knew I was coming up, I'd have had the card ready.
That's all
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
That's okay. We like to watch you shuffle.
We do. I love it. I love it.
Having a
Yeah.
hard time shuffling. My hands ain't good like they
Aw.
used to be.
Aw, it's okay.
Let's see. 34.
The spirit roll, Cajun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I pulled the life force energy. Wait a minute. Can you see it?
Ooh,
Wow.
What?
And it
nice.
says energy, mana, anya, the rainbow spectrum, bright white light, Reiki celebrating life, God force, optimal health, being vibrant, alive, thriving, nature, conscious consumption, Eden, the body as a temple, bringing earth into balance, cell rejuvenation, the love of the land.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
I
That's
think I can
gorgeous.
see that really good.
I
Yes.
love it.
See if I can. Yep.
Beautiful.
There we
Ooh,
go.
there you go. That's
Oh,
perfect.
wow.
Wowie.
That's gorgeous.
Life force energy.
Life force energy.
I
Mm.
love it. Oh, I love all the
Prana.
purples and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
card reminds me of you,
Breathing in
Michelle.
that good ass prana, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
all the
you guys
purples and
talk-
pinks.
Do you guys talk about prana? Have you had an episode where you talk about that yet?
We haven't really had too much. I mean, we've talked about meditation and things like that, but no one's ever really kind of like pinpointed on the aspects of energy and air a little bit. But that sounds
That'd
like a
be
great
fun.
idea for a show. Yeah,
Yeah.
down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun Queen, I just wanted to let you know that I've been really thinking about you a lot and your family a lot, and I really. I'm just sending everything that I've got, all my love for you and for your family. at this time.
Yep.
I know that you really, really, really need it. So I just want you to know that everything is going to be okay.
Mhm.
Everything is all good. Everything is going to be all right. You'll see. Just
Yep.
trust me.
I'm
Just
holding
trust
faith. I mean, sometimes when
Right.
one shoe drops, all of them drop.
me.
So
Yeah.
catch you off guard really quick. It don't
Mhm.
take much
Yeah.
for something to try to take you out your comfort zone.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, honey. We got your reinforcements are all around you. Okay.
Oh, I don't mind asking. I'd ask.
Yeah. We got
I
you.
need some love this way. Y'all know I will
Yeah.
ask in a heartbeat.
Wow.
We
And
got you, love.
the baby girl, like I say, she's doing good. She's thriving. She's doing good. The mother's doing good. My daughter, she hasn't went in labor yet. She's still having pains, but she's still holding on.
Good.
And I think
Yeah.
her baby was like 3 or 4 pounds. And I know it needs to make it to the 5 point mark.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
For it to be, not really a preemie.
Yeah.
And
That baby's so small. It was. I had to focus in and zoom in 3 times to see that it was a baby because I was like, "What am I looking at?" And as it got bigger and bigger, I was like,
now
"That's
Zizi,
a
she's
4-inch.
like
That's
2
like a
pounds.
4-inch baby."
She's
Yeah.
like 2 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna make it. She's gonna make it.
She
I
is.
just-
I knew that right away, though.
Well, the baby
As soon
was
as I
in
seen her, I was
trouble.
like, "Oh, she's got this." She's
Yeah.
It was the mom that was in trouble. The reason why they had to deliver the
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
It wasn't the baby that was in trouble. It was the mom.
It was a mom.
Ah.
Yeah, mom's
Mhm.
strong. Mom's powerful.
Yeah. And you sent a photograph, which we're going to show at a different time, but
Yeah.
not on this show, but on a different one,
Yeah.
of a entity that you all saw all over that hospital bed with one of your
I said
daughters.
that was with my daughter when she was
Yeah.
having false labor pains. Well, it wasn't
Uh-huh.
false. That was real contractions. They say there was contractions, but
Yeah.
it was too early. They kept in the
just-
hospital for like 4 days, and then
Mhm.
they let her go. Now she has to go like every other day,
Yeah.
so they can keep
yeah.
up with her.
I just
that was
feel-
in her room.
I think
Wow.
I'm getting. Cajun, you're so protected and connected, and you put out there so much that now your family's going to get it back
Yes.
through
Yes.
through you because of who you are and how you think and how you act.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think everything that's coming down is going to turn out really, really well for you. It's just a gnosis that I'm getting right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel
Well,
the
I
same
know
way.
this family can't go through another death. We still haven't gotten over Martin yet, my godson.
Mhm.
I know you probably remember Trina. Back in that was last year before last, that Marty died. Marty was 23,
Mm.
and he died on Wayne's birthday,
Uh-huh.
June
Mhm.
19th. So I'm like, that's the best way to remember Wayne's birthday, but okay.
Wow.
Right.
A few days before my birthday, because my birthday is June 22nd. So that year just sucked all the way around.
Mm.
But we really didn't need another death in the.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you have
it's
a
just
nice, beautiful new life that came into
Mhm.
to your now. So that's amazing.
Right.
Well, we
You've got
love
new
you so
life.
much.
You know,
We got
my
you.
friend, she gave birth to she's 20 years old now, but she gave birth to a baby at 1 pound 6 ounces. She's in the medical books, and this was a long time ago. And you know what? They said that she would be deaf and she would be blind and she would never walk and she would never talk and she would never do this and never do that. She does it all.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
She does it all.
You know, I
she
worked
does it
in the
all.
neonatal intensive care unit for a few years.
Mhm.
And there are so many beautiful stories of survival that come out of the NICU.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some
Absolutely.
powerful beings coming through the
Yeah.
NICU. Come on now.
Hey, Crystal,
You know,
can I take just a moment to welcome
Yeah.
a gentleman from Ireland? His name is
Yeah.
Neil Parkinson is here.
Hi.
Hi Neil, welcome.
Welcome.
He joins us on other shows and other programs. Scotty Roberts, Rocky Stucci,
Right on.
and Neil's an artist
I knew.
and very deep thinker and an artist. And we're honored to have him here with us tonight. He's a brilliant guy. And Neil, we are a community of other YouTube channels that are dedicated to spirituality. And we're not so much into the politics as we are into the spirituality and various different just discussion groups, education, sharing ancient wisdom, knowledge.
Yep.
And we all come together on this show. Everyone here has their own YouTube channel pretty much, and they do a very, yes, tarot. Some of them are tarot readers. Some of them are educators and knowledge teachers. So it's just a what do you call it? An eclectic group of
Yeah.
people
Friends.
and good friends, and we get together on this show
Yep.
because we're an information hub. We're like a portal that brings everyone together and helps get them connected. We showcase products and services. So
we also support our soul tribe, the people that are
right.
in chat, and the people that are attracted to this forum. We're
Right.
here for them as well. So it's all about sharing the knowledge and the love.
The love. For
Mhm.
real, the love, for real.
And no
Okay.
preconceived ideas.
No.
Yep. Go ahead,
Absolutely
Crystal. Sorry.
not.
Thank
I
you.
was just going to say, let's go ahead and share Michelle's video.
Wait, was Lois done with her card reading? Did she just have one card, or did she have more?
It was one. Unless y'all want
Okay,
me to
good. I was just checking.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
know
want to make sure.
I was like, I just want to make sure.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Serena.
loved it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I was subconsciously wanting some more awesome mojo.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, for those of you who haven't seen this yet, a lot of you have seen it, but our sister Michelle Cannon-Free asked her if we could play this message to everyone, because the more people that hear this message, I think the better. And if we can get this out there and get more views, it's a message that everyone really needs right now. And she took the courage to step up and do something out of her comfort zone because she was inspired by Brother Barnett to do so. And we really thank her and appreciate everything she's doing here to keep these vibes together for us. Thank you, Michelle. Good.
Hi, Soul Family. Okay, so I never thought I'd ever make one video, let alone two, but I guess I'm guided to make this today. I was watching a video of Milky Way from about 7 months ago, and he said something that really struck me and it stayed with me ever since. It was after I made my first video, which I had made after watching a friend crying, watching a video of a friend crying, and it really obviously made me sad, and I love her very much. So that's why I wasn't really super smiley. I'm a very smiley person. Anyways, he said, even if you've never made a video, if you have a channel, all of us do, why not just upload a video, once a week saying I love you? And I thought, wow, that's so right. Like, I love you. I do. You're doing a fantastic job, and I'm very proud of all of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. Oh, I have goosebumps. It's hard. I know how hard it is, and you're doing such important work. And I just want this message today to be about loving yourself. It's such an important thing because we can't really love anybody else until we love ourselves and heal ourselves. It's really, to me, it's key, because the more you love yourself, the more love we can put out into the world, out into the universe. And obviously it's very needed now more than ever. I feel that it's always been needed. And love will heal us, and love will save us, and love conquers fear. And I just want to just stress the importance of, the way you talk to yourself. I think all of us are so kind and so loving, and we can go out into the world and just give so much love to just everybody, because nobody's a stranger. But when it comes to at home within, it's a different story. I know, at least for me, I'm only speaking for myself, but that's how it was. I was basically in an abusive relationship with myself. But that stops. That's no more. As I glance at the time, and it's 2:11. I just, it's time to heal the wounds and fully love ourselves, because we are love, and we are the savior we've been waiting for. You can save yourself, and by doing so, just have so much more love to give and to put out into the world. And and love will save everything. Love will make the difference. So I just want to say thank you so much for showing up and doing all the work that you're doing, because I know you are, and I know it's not easy, and you're doing awesome. And just want to thank you for being in my reality and for loving me. And I wouldn't want to do this journey with anyone else. Have a great day. I love you. And I'm hugging you right now.
Wow.
That was powerful.
Now you know.
so
Now you know
doesn't it
why I'm
feel-
here. Yep. Now you
doesn't
know.
it-
Yep.
Doesn't it feel like Michelle is like speaking to you personally?
She is.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
mine.
That was
But,
profound.
She is.
Dang, Michelle, like, that was intense.
Mic drop.
Really.
Show over.
Yeah, just boom, done.
Well,
She's awesome.
Perfect.
She's awesome. Now you know why. Part of the reason I'm here,
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome.
because I had her
Pushed you.
help. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did the work, of course. She tells me that all the time. Of course I did. But that's who I had behind me.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot to
Cheerleader.
give. She has a lot to give this community.
Could feel
Everybody
it.
knows it. Thank you, Michelle. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Michelle,
Thank you,
we
Michelle.
love you so much.
We love you.
Cajun Queen
Love,
always
love.
ends her videos with "I am love, you are love, we are love."
We
are
love that.
I
Yes.
love that.
It's
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
profound statement in
It's
just a few
beautiful.
little words, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to
Yeah.
remind everybody about the A7 contest, A7 yourself, because we are doing the tea party February 19th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so we're
we
gonna have the
decided
tea party.
February 19th would be the day that we do it.
Okay.
And yep, got it all ready, and we got some goodies prepared for you. Al's been working really hard on the A7. Everybody's getting their photos in. We're getting more and more photos in, and
Great.
we got a bunch of contestants. What are you up to, 21 now or something? So
You
yeah,
can bring wine
Right
if you
on.
like. If you drink wine, fine. I'm not a wine or beer drinker.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I like tea and coffee and stuff.
that's
so
right. Yeah.
you know, bring me some nice blueberry bliss tea or something. And,
Yep.
you know, if you want to wear a costume or dress up or be funky or just wear your jammies,
Yeah.
it's just come as you want to.
We're just gonna have a
Yep.
fun time with it, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cut
so
loose a bit.
Keep sending those photos in. I was
Yes.
cruising. I sent a bunch of Doug's pictures to him today. I'm like, Doug, you know you want to do this, don't you? Look at this picture. He was cracking me up. I went into his Facebook pictures, and I was
We
like,
need more dudes to participate.
yeah,
We need
yeah.
more dudes. We
Yeah.
need their divine masculine to show up.
gotta
and
get some
share.
masculine energy in there. And
Yes, please.
and Michelle up here, she's like, oh, I want an audience. So Michelle sent her picture, right, Michelle?
Yeah, that's just great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was awesome.
I love it.
I
Yeah.
love
Michelle.
doing artwork is one of my favorite things to do. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Therapeutic.
Very
Yeah.
therapeutic. Michelle, I want to thank you personally for coming on tonight. It was just so synergistic and wow. I could definitely see us
Nice
doing
to
maybe a
meet
few
you.
more shows like this, you know, like, oh my gosh, you know, might be
Yeah.
a series, you know, so you know, thank you so much for sharing. I noticed you dropped a few links here in our chat. So
Yeah.
if we could make sure we get those over in our description for the upload on the video. And so do the contest video, right, Teresa?
Yes,
Do
we
the
have
contest.
we have a couple more that we added to it since last
Yay.
week. So
Yeah,
Well,
nice.
so thank you so much for having me here. I really love being able to have this collaborative energy, talking about these different things, and hopefully the audience gains some new thoughts and awareness to think about.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm always available for coaching and healing work. So if anybody is looking for me, I mean, check out my
Awesome.
website and come visit me. All this information about narcissism's on the podcast too. So
yeah.
Awesome.
And you'll find her information in the description. So
That's
if you want to
right.
come back to it, it's there for you, as well as Cajun Queen's food pantry.
Awesome.
So go to
And
the
we'll-
description for those links.
Yeah, we're going to be sending Michelle links to other shows. So whenever she has time, she wants to come in as a panelist
Yeah.
and join us.
You're always
Well,
welcome,
You're
Michelle.
always
Marie.
welcome, Michelle.
Always.
Yeah.
well, I'll
Mhm.
see you again then for sure. Because
All
there's so
right.
many to talk about.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Oh, and
That's
Dorth,
what-
Yeah.
Dorth, everybody send their emails to their pictures in an email to Andromeda7portal@gmail.com, Darth. Andromeda7portal@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Can I add in a freebie for whoever wins the contest?
What's that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the contest, if they'd like a distance energy healing session with me, I would do that. So hopefully we'll get some on both sides of the fence, men and women who like want to get their pictures up in there because I do distance energy work. People have told me they feel warm. You know, it actually works. So.
Oh yeah,
yes, it does.
It does
like
work.
scalar
Yes, it
energy,
does.
very
Yes, it
similar.
does.
So I would love to add that in for you guys.
Awesome, thank you, Michelle
Absolutely.
Marie.
How kind of you. See, this just keeps getting better and better. Like, how is that even possible? It does. It does.
Right.
And we want to thank everybody for coming, and we appreciate you. And stay tuned for the end credits, and there'll be information and links to everybody's, websites and their emails and things like that. So if you need any goods or services, or if you just need to talk with us, you can always email us and just, if you need someone to talk to, any of us, any of our emails. I mean, if anyone wants to email me, I will answer you back. So if you need just someone to talk to, just please don't hesitate to ask for help and email us. And don't forget the Crystal Quartz Network. Go over there and check out Karen's work over there. And also, Nina the Mystic has some new t-shirts out. So go over to Nina the Mystics on YouTube and click on her Teespring. She's got a new t-shirt out. You got to check it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
But first, we're going to run that contest video for you.
Yeah,
So you can see who the contestants are. Unfortunately, Michelle Marie, I didn't get your clip in this particular one, but it will be next time, okay?
Next time.
That's okay. Next
All right.
time works.
Awesome. All right, here we go, folks.
You can burn all the
Those are
stage
so
you want.
awesome.
I'll be back. Oh, that's messed up. Oh, this is so
That was
much
a
fun.
double babe bass band for Michelle.
That was
I know.
hilarious.
That's one of my favorites.
So Big Al's gonna have a first
Jailbreak.
place. Yeah. Oh, that was so cute.
Love
though.
that.
We
So
have
cute.
first
I
place,
love it.
Second place and third place. First place is $50. Second place is $25, and third place will be a $15 gift card to wherever you would like. So,
Yeah, 3
Right on.
winners now. Al's decided to bump it up from 1 winner to 3 winners. Okay,
Awesome.
so
And now with Michelle Marie's extra, boy, there's a lot
I was
to
gonna
in here.
say, and then
Yeah.
that's
A lot
another
hanging
with
on
the
this.
energy. Yeah.
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 Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys. We love you so much. We
Yes,
really,
we
really
do.
do.
Yeah, we
We
do.
appreciate you joining us and taking the time out of your Friday night to come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
Wouldn't
Oh,
be
and-
what it is without you all. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Right?
We've got some new people to add to this portal now. We've got at least 4 more. So
Oh, wow.
next Friday, you'll see that. We're going to add the slides in and show you who they are. Michelle Lee, Michelle Marie. We have Mandy Moo and an update from Consciously Aware. So we'll be adding those in, and everything will be on the Crystal Network. So there'll be active links when you go to the Crystal Network. And you'll see Cajun's food appeal up there too. So we'll get you guys added in as soon as we can to the links for the community portal.
That's a mesmerizing video.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that
David
right?
Barry's work. Yeah, he worked really long and hard on this video.
He did.
Amazing work.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Such talent.
Mhm.
So talented.
Yes,
We
he
and
is.
missing
David love
him
sharing
lately.
music together.
Yeah.
I know. Where has David been?
He's been
Busy.
working on
Crazy.
Yeah.
of his own projects.
Yes.
Well, and now he's been researching some options for ours to help us with a new opening video, and he's just been burning the candle, and he says his love to everyone, and we're going to start having team meetings with him again starting Monday
Yeah.
to bring him back in the
wonderful.
loop, because he's had 4 teachings, Trina, 4
Yeah,
different
4.
series that he started, and we were going to start the workshop, on one of them. But we have to delay that for a bit until he straightens out, his other
Yeah.
schedule. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you will be seeing him again.
Wow.
I love him.
Yeah,
So much love for David.
Absolutely.
He's my techno buddy.
yeah. Can we send healing energies to Mary Wynn, please?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's been dealing with some issues with mold. Is it in
Yeah.
Black mold.
toxicity, black mold and
Mhm.
toxicity, and
Yep.
she's a real trooper. She's been trying to handle it and is looking for some advice on herbs and things that she can do for cleansing. And Crystal sent some today, for, some information today that might help Mary.
Excellent.
But we need to send her a lot of love and support, because it really, mold really makes you sick.
Sending it your way, Mary Wynn. Sending
Right.
it your way.
Absolutely, Mary. We love you, sister.
We love you so
Yeah.
much, hon. Love
Yeah.
you so much. Here,
Absolutely.
oregano essential oil, you can spray them in your vents, you can spray them on your wall. So I've heard
Yeah.
that bleach won't work for black mold, so.
Yeah.
You don't use bleach, hydrogen peroxide.
Peroxide.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Peroxide's the only thing that does it.
Mhm.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you can even drink food grade hydrogen peroxide in small
Yes, you can.
microdoses. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Very
It
small. Yes.
oxygenates
Very
the blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good for me.
Mhm.
We're doing the
I've
card
done
read
it
show
for
tomorrow night,
years.
right, Maury? We still on for tomorrow night with Cajun?
Yes, we're on tomorrow night.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah.
You will join us. Yes, I hope, Lois.
Yes, Lois, you gotta come, right?
Please. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be here.
I
Right
will
on.
take a nap so that I don't fall asleep at 7 o'clock.
That's right. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Right?
That was weird. I've never fallen asleep at 7 o'clock. Like, what the hell? I ate dinner and I literally finished the dishes. I went up to my bed and passed out and did not wake up till the next day.
Yeah.
Yep. You must have needed it.
I guess it was the weirdest.
Yeah.
We love you so
You know,
much.
this
you guys.
energy, everybody's saying they're tired. So
Like, just
Yeah,
maybe we need
everybody's
to rest.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
How come I'm not getting the tired vibe ever? I'm ready for a little wave of,
I go
Yeah,
through
me
times
too.
where I'm up all night or I'm up for 3 days, and then there's times where I'm like, okay, I gotta take a nap. So it's been weird.
Yep.
And lots of love and energy to Mandy Moo too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Situation
Mandy
there in
Moo.
Australia. We love
love
you, Mandy. She was in the chat room earlier, but she's going through it. She's going through some stuff. So we love you,
Andromeda
Mandy.
7 ladies, we
Yeah.
are
Thank
sending
you,
out
everybody.
all the love and all of the healing and all the support that anybody may need. We love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Love you all.
Thank you all. Thank you,
Bye.
Chatter.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Audrey, Janine. Good night, you all. Michelle. Love
Thank you.